Hi guys. Hi guys. How are you? How are you? I pray nothing but blessings your way. I pray that you had a good day today because I did. I had a wonderful day today. You guys see you guys see the title, and we are going to be reviewing this uh we're gonna be reviewing this Netflix series right here. I could not even uh finish the whole series. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I couldn't finish the whole series because, for one, I could not believe my eyes. Now, guys, put in the chat if I am buffering or if I am stopping and starting, because I've been having problems with my internet. So y'all please let me know. Okay. Yeah, so this year Netflix decided to release a series paying homage to our beloved series Good Times. And you guys know that show was very reflective during its time, right? During that time, there was a lot of poverty amongst African Americans. It was very hard. Politics was a theme of that show too, as well. You just saw a lot of real life situations in that show, and they were relatable. They were relatable, right? So, and we just identified with it. My parents identified with it. I was a '70s kid. I identified with it. You know, and so it was relatable, so it was engaging, and it kept us engaged into the show, right? Okay, so and then you understood the characters, you know what I'm saying? It was very uh somewhat, it could be a mother that lived in the project. They identified with Florida, or dad that was always constantly getting laid off. They identified with James. You know what I'm saying? So we identified, we always had those artistic brothers in the family. Y'all, I know y'all see my curtain. I got my window open, so y'all kind of I hope that don't distract you guys too much. However, I'll just move it over a little bit, whatever. So they were relatable and they were reflective of the times. Now, I don't know what's going on now with this show. What Netflix thought they were doing with this show. However, I did a little bit of research. I did do a little bit of research, and I did talk, and I did jot down some of the quotes for the creator of the show, and we're gonna give y'all some background of the show. And we are going to share that information with you guys. Now, I'm kind of like watching it on my phone as well, just to see if I'm buffering, and it does seem like I'm buffering. So if I am, please forgive me. Like I said, the internet signal is horrible. I might have to be trying to do something different as far as my connectivity. Y'all guys want to support the channel, support all of that donations and stuff, all of that play into that. $ CLAYLING to do good with the channel. Now, I don't know what's going. I'm looking at my phone to see exactly what's going on, and it almost makes me wants to just go ahead and switch over to my do the show from my phone, but I don't know, because I was noticing that I had some connectivity issues with my phone too as well. But anyway, okay, so let's get into some of the particulars of the show. Wait, before we do that, let's pause for the calls, guys. Let me just go ahead and pay homage to some of my supporters. I'm gonna support someone today. I support because it's free, right? Nobody's paid me to do this. I'm just doing this to get their name out, and we're gonna pause for the calls. And the calls is support. Check this out. Check it out.
I Believe is a lifestyle brand for anyone who believes in something greater than themselves. The time is now to simply believe.
All right, that was Dennis Gregory. Believe in yourself. I believe brand. He has hoodies, t-shirts, jerseys, hats, all that good stuff. Go check him out. Tell him see what's sent you over there. Okay. All right. So let's get to the particulars of the series. So the writer of the series, her name is Renanda Shepard. I promise you, every time I go live, my phone started dinging and making noise and stuff. Okay, so her name is Renata Shepard. She had a quote here, and I jotted down this quote because it was unbelievable to me. She said, the creator of the show, she said, just give it a second, you'll understand. Okay, so let's just start there with her quote. Why do we have to, ma'am, why do we have to give you a second? So we got to take a couple of episodes of abuse just so we can understand what's going on, or I can understand watching a couple of episodes to build the storyline. And I'm gonna tell y'all what they said the storyline is about too. I can understand you saying, give me a second to build a storyline. But why are you hammering us over our heads with these stereotypical characters? Why are you debasing our race? Now, I'm just going to be blunt and honest in how I feel. Why are you dragging us back 15, 20 years of all of the strides that we've made on TV and on the screen and on streaming services to present ourselves as professionals, to present ourselves as successful families, to present ourselves as entrepreneurs on shows and in scripts? You gonna pull us back to being a ghetto? We just gonna be blunt and raw today. Unsuccessful. Now, see, it's one thing to have a storyline of a family that's struggling and trying to survive. So yeah, you may depict some of those situations that a story like that that a family may find themselves in. But it's another thing to make fun of a culture's lowest moments in history, when a person was strung out on crack, or when the crack epidemic was horrible, or when housing was deplorable amongst urban cities. It's another thing to make fun of that, and I feel that's what you're doing. And I'm so shocked to see some of these actors that are assigned that signed on to do this show. I did not know that Cree Summers was on this show. Cree Summers. Now you know who Cree Summers is. Cree Summers is excuse me. She played on Different World. She played oh my God. I know the character because I watched Different World. I watched the whole series. I binge watch every other day. I'm watching Different World. Cree Summers, guys, y'all know, with the curly hair. Oh, I can't remember her character name, but she played on Different World. I couldn't believe she signed on to this. Like, did you not read the script, or did you just read the episode that you're in? Okay, and I did my best. I did my best to find the illustrator, because I'm commenting on him too, the cartoonist. Okay, but let me tell you who all, and this is not the whole full list of the cast, because some people will just be making appearances for a specific episode. But for now, the cast is Jay Farrell, he's playing Junior. Gerald Johnson's playing Davy. JB Smooth, the comedian, I love his work. The comedian, he's playing Reggie. Yvette Brown is playing Beverly. Marissa Martin is playing Gray. And Cree Summers, she is I didn't get her character name, but she's going to be in the episode too. Now, JB Suze, I was kind of shocked that he signed on to the show too as well. However, he's there. The NAACP came out as critics of the show. There was an organization called Change.org. They immediately began a petition They got like 5,000 signatures already against this show. I just think it's deplorable. Now, I just didn't like how they did the storyline. Now, the storyline supposedly is we're meeting a family that is facing challenges with social matters. Would that be our social matters this present day? Or would it be the social matters of 1990? Because some of the situations and some of the subject matters that you addressed in just the first episode, we dealt with those in 1990. The crack epidemic, how projects housing struggles. How come, and if you are going to do it in future episodes, we'll stay tuned. But I can only get through so much. I had to turn it off because I'm like, we have came so far as a race, as a culture. To see something like that, it was disturbing. Okay. The baby is a crackhead. I'm sorry, not a crackhead, but a drug dealer. I was very disturbed to see him in his stroller getting shot up. It don't make sense, and the show is not relatable. Like, it's like you skipped 2 generations and presented this show. I think the show was wrote too far in the future. This is supposed to be James Evans' grandson. First of all, you need to introduce James Evans again to this new generation who don't know nothing about Good Times, other than they may catch it late at night somewhere on a syndication somewhere. They don't know anything about Good Times and what it represented. You should have introduced the Evans family again in episode 1, and then move gradually into the future. Because when I first, hey QST, what's going on? I said nothing but love your way because you deserve it. I feel like the show was wrote too far in the future. None of these characters are identifiable to me. When I first turned the episode on, Good Times coming back. QSC, did you not know that Good Times has a character cartoon on Netflix now? It is the most deplorable thing I've ever seen in my life, and I'm not even joking. We're doing a review of it right now, QSC. So the baby, the premise of the story, QST, I just said, this is the story in the family of James Evans' grandson. So the story is picking up from James Evans' grandson perspective, which I say is too far in the future for me. I don't want to listen. If you could have just took it from what happened after the wedding, I think we all want to know how their life was after the wedding, or after they moved out of the house, after because I think Thelma got pregnant, right? They still in the projects, QST, and the baby is a drug dealer. What you say? Hey, Queen. Hey, Nevada. I tried to watch it, but couldn't get through it. I couldn't listen. I could barely get through the episodes to do this show, to review it. First of all, again, I'm going to say it one more time. The writer wrote it in too far into the future. We don't want to see James Evans' grandson. We want to see what happened to Thelma and them. Did he get his leg get healed? Did he get a new contract? That's what we want to see. But the baby is a drug dealer. Now, the writer said the storyline is supposed to be the Evans family meeting challenges with contemporary social matters. Okay, so you should have been dealing with racism, because that's what we're dealing with now. You should have been dealing with politics. You should have been talking about women's rights, something that is current that we're dealing with now. But a crackhead and somebody doing lashes in their apartment and frying fish and running. Come on now. We as a people, we have grew. We've grown. We don't want to see grandson projects. Yeah, at least give us Section 8. Come on here. At least give us a townhouse. It was deplorable. Okay. Now they said some of the cast members came out like Thelma. They said was they disliked it. They said it was horrible. None of the kids, even the kids were driving or drivers or sellers. Come on. Okay. I'm very, 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 very disappointed in this show. Okay. And then what happened? Something was happening with one of the daughters, one of the daughters of the grandson of James Evans. Something about the water or something was off, so she couldn't brush her teeth. So what they did, and this really aggravated me. So what then I could not find the cartoonist who drew the characters because I was gonna slam him too. Flies just followed the girl throughout the whole episode. The whole episode, nothing but flies. Just followed like they were filthy. See, that type of connotation, when you do stuff like that, it depicts filth. So not only are you saying that they poor, they ghetto, they are illegal, they're not legitimate people understanding of the community, but they filthy too. And the original episode was not like that. Florida kept a clean house. She was always washing the dishes or wiping something off. That disturbed me. That really disturbed me. Okay. What did you say, QSC? They could have made the grandkids successful, reaching back and helping the people in the projects. Come on. The show is, yeah, I hear you, cuz, because the show is iconic. Or okay, go to a generation up. Don't go 2 generations. Because it's not relatable. I can't relate to that. They're gonna tear. They got to. Well, I'm telling you, the NAACP has already came out and they are against it. There are organizations who have erected petitions. One petition, one organization, change.org, has got 5,000 signatures already. I did notice on Netflix when I clicked on it, it did have a thing where I can click and say this is harmful. I plan on going in there and speaking my piece, because even the character, even the cartoonist, even the illustration of the show was whack. It was just so whack. It was just so whack. Now I'm gonna play some of the viewing. I hope I don't get strike. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna play some of it because I can't get past it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't get past it at all. It was so demeaning. It was so stereotypical. The dad came out, which was disrespectful to our Black men. What do you say? The kids are still alive and could have them do cameos. And I'm so surprised with Cree Simmons. Anybody know Cree Simmons' character name on Different World? Because she's one of the characters. Cree Summers. Your 26 son don't know the original story. If he watch it, it would be ghetto. Come on here. Absolutely right, Nevada. Yes, in the dark cartoon. It's an adult cartoon animation. And even the old series addressed some serious storylines. They addressed drug abuse. When a girl, JJ friend was hooked up, fiance was on drugs. They addressed it at crime. They addressed it, but they did it in a tasteful way, and it was always a positive resolution at the end. Florida always was the nucleus of bringing a positive resolution. None of this transpired on the very first episode. Penny is in there. No, Penny's not there. Girl, I'm done. None of the old characters is there. Only James. James is the grandson of James, the real James. So what I'm gonna try to do right quick is just play a little bit of it. Now y'all let me know if I'm gonna be copyright. I don't know, because y'all know I'm still new. I'm fairly new, but I want to play some of the show. I really do. I hope I don't get in trouble. I don't know. But I just want to. It just was crazy. I'm just telling you, everything about it was just so ghetto. That's the best way I can say. It was so ghetto. It was so ghetto. It was ridiculous. Okay. The storyline is horrible. It's trash. You don't even see them making a plan to get out of the ghetto. What you do see them doing is plotting and scheming for illegal activity as well. And I'm like, what are you saying? Black, we all, people who are down on their luck, we always into some type of scam or scheme to get money. And then they say the N-word. They say the N-word. And I know I done slipped up and said it a many a day. But listen, I'm working on it. But for you to get on a national platform like that and pull us back, shame on you, Netflix. Nobody wants to see that. I'm gonna go on here. Hopefully, I can. I'm gonna play it low just so I can refresh my memory because I want to do a full review. I mean, I can barely get through the first episode. That's how horrible the show is. Shame on you, Renata Shepard. And she said her quote was, "Just give it a little bit, give it a little time, so that we can fully understand." I don't need to fully understand because I don't see no positive direction that the show is going in unless they're gonna make it in the next episode. Is that what's happening here? Because I don't understand it. Simply deplorable. But let's get into it. Let's get into the first episode. Let's get into the first episode. And I'm telling y'all, my internet is rough, so bear with me. Just bear with me, guys. I know they do this copyright thing. I know the copyright thing is really someone trying to play it low, so I can just. It says let's write a children book called The Greatest Times. Not come on, QST. Come on, QST. That's exactly what's up. But they didn't think about that. Not only did they take us back 20, 30 years, but they did not even pay homage to the original show. That's what bothered me. I was looking to see something familiar. I was waiting to see JJ. I was waiting to see Michael. I was waiting to see Thelma and her kids and her football. Maybe he went back to the NFL. I was waiting to see that. And I did not see that. None of the old characters were developed. They didn't go ahead and continue on the storyline. I didn't understand it. I could not identify with it. It wasn't relatable to me at all. So this was a fail. This is a fail. I was always mad they never got out of the projects. And I'm thinking, okay, they getting ready to take it into the future, but they took it too far into the future. You know what? Remember the PJs? This show here, the PJs is better than this show. So I don't want to see the grandkids in the PJ. Exactly. And it goes back to what is the real message that you're trying to say? What are the real message is that my daddy was living in the projects, his daddy lived in the projects, so we gonna live in the projects. There's no way out for us. We don't have no education, which is contradiction to the original show because JJ was talented. He was working at a firm. His mama was a school bus driver. She had a career. James, he had passed away. You know what I'm saying? But they wasn't sitting up in there doing absolutely nothing. The chain never gets broken. Right. That's what you're saying, which is not true. My mother had a degree. Okay, she came from first of all, my family is full of doctors and lawyers and successful millionaire and people. So this is not a true depiction of African Americans. I was really shocked. I was stagnant. I was really shocked. So we're gonna play episode 1 and say Meet the Evans of the New, which the title itself, grammatically, I'm gonna say is hard to even. It's not a flow. Meet the Evans of New. No. 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 So I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna turn it down. I'm just doing this to refresh myself. Because I mean, it was something that I just had to walk away from. You know, they had the baby. The baby was a drug dealer. He had his hair that fade, and he had all the designs in his head. And then his friends, his babies, they were smoking cigarettes and stuff because of course, all black people smoke cigarettes. You know, it was just ridiculous to me. The mama was competing for some type of projects award for free rent. Like, really? Is that what we doing? Is that what we doing? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and do it on this phone right here. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it on this phone right here, guys. Y'all, I'm struggling with my internet. Y'all gotta help me out because the service is not good, and I see myself buffering. We're gonna go ahead and oh my God, this internet is horrible, guys. Y'all please keep a sister in prayer because we're going through. We really is, but that's okay. I'm not complaining. This ain't no good times moment. Okay, episode 1. I'm gonna turn it down because I don't want to get in trouble. And this is all for entertainment purposes under section 107. I want to make sure I said that right. And then, you know what? Let me just go ahead and put the thing up because I don't want nobody trying to come for me at all. That ain't what we here to do. This banners. Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was utterly ridiculous. I have never seen such ghetto-ness. And my thing is, I'm just gonna put that right there. Let's leave that right there. Just in case. Okay, so we're gonna play episode 1 because and before I had got into this, what I was leading into was there was a scene in episode 1 when the dad came out naked. They didn't have no respect for the black man. He came out and he was obese. James wasn't obese. Naked out of the shower. Like he was some type of buffoon. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't like that. And instead of JJ or the youngest son, well, of course, I guess this would be his great grand or whatever. Instead of this guy being talented and taking out the JJ, he just did graffiti and sprayed on walls and stuff. And even in the old show, JJ painted on the canvas. He wasn't a tagger. So they took us down a whole notch, a couple of notches. And and here's your grand moment, Renata Shepard, the creator, to do something big on Netflix and to get your name known. And this is what you get your name known for taking us back generations. Now, let me freeze this right here. The very first frame of the show, James Evans Jr.'s grandson is talking to a roach in his shower. So that already let you know where we headed, where we going. How disgusting is that? And you got to think that every racist and every bigot in the country is laughing at us. And it's reassuring their sick beliefs of us. That's how we live. Now, I'm not talking, if you got roaches, honey, you know what? I've lived with roaches before. It is what it is. If you live in it, is you. If one apartment got out, they all got it. You just work on keeping your house clean and getting them out of there or whatever. That's like, okay. But don't do that to us. Don't you do that to us. You understand what I'm saying? You thought that was a good idea to do that? You mean to tell me there was no generational wealth left for his grandkids and children? How did they get from a talented artist? Thelma was a dancer. Michael was into political science, and he had a brain and a mind on him. He was intelligent. You mean to tell me that they didn't go no further Did they actually digress? You never seen a roach on Good Times. Did they move forward? I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to get yourself together. I'm on the edge of my seat, right, waiting. Come on. So that's the first frame. The first frame was James talking to a roach in the shower. That was the first frame. Let me go back to my channel because I just want to see if I'm buffering. If I am, please forgive me. Bear with me. It's the internet, honey. It's the internet. It's the internet. I need y'all to help us out. Let's help this channel grow. Because I want to go ahead and I want to go ahead and get a studio setup type of situation. So y'all bear with me, okay? All right, so let's go on. And I'm only playing a note because I don't want to get copy strike, but I'm sharing with y'all exactly what I'm saying. Okay. And the first thing that I'm looking, and I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking at the character, the illustration of the show. I'm looking at all of this. They got the wife looking like a B girl. No, she's looking like a roundaway girl. You know, she couldn't just be in slacks and a nice top. You know, she in her hoops and all this stuff. Again, they must be staying in the very same unit. They must inherited James in Florida's apartment because the young boy who's playing the older son is still sleeping on a pull-out couch. You mean tell me they've been in that same apartment for 3 generations? Okay. I'm just looking, guys, just to refresh my memory. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit more because I don't want to get striked. None of the curtains match. The walls are dirty. Okay. The walls are dirty. It's unbelievable. It's deplorable that you think that this is what we need as a people. Hey, Shawana, I said nothing but love your way because guess what, Queen? You deserve it. Again, I feel the writer wrote this show too far into the future because none of us who was excited about singing this can relate to the characters. It's not like you introducing something new. You're doing a spinoff of something that was so iconic. It was already here, but there's nothing that is relatable or identifiable to the old show other than the same apartment that they in. So they inherited the PJs. The PJs is way better than this. QST. Way better than this. Listen, let me freeze frame. Let me go back. 3.19 minutes. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go. 45 minutes. The father is standing there naked, who's African American, who's a beast, talking to the wife. Okay? He's looking for some stash of money in a tin can. And then, as he's talking to her, you can see mounted up on the wall a bunch of past due bills. So now we filthy, nasty people who don't pay their bills, and we got roaches. That is the message that I'm getting, and we ain't even halfway into this episode. But she got on an Apple Watch. Do you see why so many people are upset with this show? Because first of all, let me pause because I don't want to go too far ahead. I'm an educator. Am I having a rough time right now? I am. But by no means do I live like that. We are hardworking Americans who pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, and we don't live like that. Who wants to watch that crazy? Absolutely. I wanted to see these characters be developed, and I wanted to see where their life was and how they succeeded in life. And this is the trash that you give us. And all the way up to 3 minutes, this man is just a black king, a black man is sitting here naked. Girl, I'm getting pissed off. Y'all pray for me. Is getting here naked. Is standing there naked for 3 minutes into this episode with soap all over him, with hair. They made him hairy and obese. Like he's a clown. He finally puts in on a towel at oh my God, I can't see the time, but it's after 3 minutes. Oh my God, help me, Holy Ghost. So then the next scene comes, and then they introduce the baby character. He pulls up in the car. Well, no, he's standing in he's sitting in his stroller, and a white man rolls his window down with the African American. She looks like she's a mulatto woman. Her titties is halfway hanging out her shirt, nipples, and I understand that this is an adult animation, which I sometimes I can't get behind it, because first of all, you making it a cartoon, and when kids are just scrolling, they don't grab mommy phone, all they see is a cartoon. They don't realize that it's an adult animation. So when they pull up and they see this, it's like, what is this? Okay, so then her titties is out, and the white man reaches over the white and the black, and y'all depicting her as a whore, climbs over her and hands him a wad of money. The baby, he got a pacifier in his mouth, counting money. Her titties is halfway out with blue, long acrylic nails. And they're sitting at a bus stop. And then his crew comes up, and they're in like some type of toy car, because black folks always buying their grandkids motorized cars. And they're covered in gold chains. Now, when did we do that? The gold chain epidemic was what, in the 80s, the late 80s and 90s, but they brung it back. And not only that, he got 2 stud earrings in his ear, and he's supposed to be a baby. This is delusional. This is sick. And then they turn around and shoot the baby. They shoot him while he's in his stroller. Who want to see some stuff like that? And it's supposed to represent Good Times, an iconic show. It's supposed to represent our family that we identified back with. You turned them into criminals, is what you did. You turned them into criminals. And they were not criminals. They were stand-up Americans who were hard on their time, who had just a stream of bad luck, who was trying to get out of it, but they always taught morals and values to their children. And this is what you did. You turned them into criminals. Okay, so then we see James, and I don't know what he is. I think he's an Uber driver. He's an Uber driver. And then there's a beautification contest, and this older lady, she's sitting there. I guess she's the person who's in charge of the contest that the wife is competing in, and she's sitting there smoking, because all black folks smoke. And she's in like some type of bonnet situation. Look like she's in a robe. I am so disgusted. And this is just episode 1. Again, I tell you, the first 3 seconds of the show, the father is talking to a roach in the bathroom. What? Why not open it up with paying homage to the past? Or why not take the time to develop? Why not take the time to explain to us that this is James Jr.'s grandson? Build that character up instead of dropping a statement talking about just give it a second, you'll understand. I ain't gonna never understand this, because when it came too far as a people, I'm never gonna understand this at all. I'm never gonna understand this. You ain't gonna tell me that the descendants of that family is still living in the same apartment. Come on. That's not how we do. There's so many statistics out there that tells you that 2 generations back, our people started getting degrees and progressing. There are so many more affluent black people in society now. It's ridiculous. They own their own businesses that are multi-millionaires. And this is where you take us? This is where you think we should be? Okay, so then it goes into the white Jesus. Now, in the original storyline, there was a picture of white Jesus in the living room. Okay, so she asks the older son to spray paint, not paint, but spray paint a mural of a black Jesus. And then she begins to pray. I'm gonna try to let me put the text here so I can see it. So I won't have to turn it up. Hold on one second. Okay. She's praying. I remember when I was watching this the first go around how crazy that prayer was. Because black folks can't pray, right? That's all we do is pray. Hello. Alpha Omega, oh, it feels good. Oh, no, not Whitney. The true almighty head of the church in my life. Yes, Lord. Sons, it's for you. New phone. Who is this? Okay, so when she started praying, they depicted a scenery of heaven. And so the phone rung as if her prayer was making a phone call. And so Jesus told God, which, you know, I don't believe in the Trinity. I believe there's just one God. And hands in the phone talking about, this is for you. No, God told Jesus, I'm sorry. Says, son, this is for you. And he hands him the phone. But they sitting up in heaven watching a broken down TV. Like, y'all got me mixed up. Jesus and God sitting in heaven watching a broken down TV. Let me go back a little bit. Almighty head of the church and my life, yes, Lord. He says, son, is for you. Oh my God. You said a closed mouth don't get fed. So I know you heard an itty bitty lie about Devin. Okay, maybe it hasn't changed, but if you could just help his heart, Lord, I promise you I'll get him baptized and deliver right back to you. I'm not trying to tell you how to bless him, but you know, closed mouth don't get fed, basically a black scripture. Anyway, do what you do. I'll be looking for a sign. Amen. And so when that happened, oh, you help me, Holy Ghost. When she did the little prayer, first of all, when they dropped the phone down to give Jesus the phone, whoever it was had acrylic nails that were different colors. I'm like, y'all just making this all ghetto. So after she prayed, it said, do what you do. All of a sudden, her breasts started leaking. Both of the breasts started leaking. And she said, give me a sign. What that got to do with anything other than buffoonishness and foolishness? Her breast has started leaking. Like, that was so disgusting to me. She alluded to color people time. So when the baby ran into the house, she thought that was a sign. And then she said, then the baby said, then she said, I knew you were close by because I started lactating. And he cusses at her and says, DAM, I just ate. This the baby talking to the mama. I ain't even getting this. I'm not understanding this at all. I know if y'all are y'all. I mean, how many people like the show? If you like the show, put it in the comments. There was a whole lot of imagery in here that I did not like at all. Let me get to the baptism. Because they had some type of baptism. Hold on, wait a minute. Because there was something else I wanted to bring up about this first episode. Because I'm also looking at the animation, the what the cartoonist did. So The next scene goes into another person's apartment. She does lashes. She's doing hair. She's doing taxes in the house. She's also doing fake passports and fake IDs. Her lashes and I'm not gonna lie, but my lashes I got on now is longer than I normally wear because you know you get that pack with the small, the medium, and large, and and I don't wear these, but I wanted some lashes. But this lady lashes is ridiculous. Like they up to her doggone eyebrows. And then not only does she do all of those different businesses outside her apartment, she also do some type of funeral services. And she got an old lady that's dead propped up against a what you call that DJ table. What it's basically saying is that we're into illegal activity all of the time. It's just really deplorable. I want to get to the funeral scene because it was horrendous. Well, before I get that, the pool scene as well. Let's see here. Right there. Hold on. So they're in the pool hall. He's in the pool hall with his son. Okay. And I'm just looking at the water. It was something that I want to see. I don't think they showed it just yet. See, and they're very subtle with their messages that they send. It could be in the art. It could be in their lines. So of course the pool hall was dirty. The ceiling, you look up, it's water damage all on the ceiling. I'm like, they really think we are like this. And they're hustling. They're trying to hustle this man. He's hustling with his son. He's showing him how to hustle people because we're a bunch of con artists. And then the man insults his grandfather. The character, another character walks up and assaults James, the original James in the play. I'm like, I mean, in the show, I'm like, did the creator have some type of vendetta against the show? I mean, it's like you are attacking the storyline of the old show. Okay, so now we get to the baptism of the son. Because she promised Jesus she would get the child baptized and she won or whatever. And so they baptizing this child in somebody's house. And so now they're proceeding to put the baby in the water, and it looks like a tub. No, it's a bucket. He never gets baptized, I don't think. This show is horrible, y'all. It's a true depiction of the ghetto. What did you say? It's a true depiction of the ghetto blacks. Black, is you trying to say facts? Julie Bari, you say it's a true depiction of ghetto blacks. What you mean ghetto blacks? What do you mean by that? What do you mean it's a true depiction of ghetto blacks? Because I'm going to tell you where the word ghetto came from. Originally, it came from an area where Jews lived after the migration. And Italians. A true depiction of ghetto blacks. I really need. Who are you? And I need you to explain that. Because I grew up in a less fortunate situation financially, And we didn't behave like that. My whole neighborhood was full of poverty. And we didn't behave like that. We ate at the table. We respected each other. We went to school. Our mothers kept us clean. And we made do with what we had. My mother had a degree. See, I believe a person is an individual. Just because I'm black doesn't that I'm not a full representation of the whole culture and the whole person as a whole. Black people do not act like this. Individuals act like this. Because there are people of multicultures and multi-races that behave like this. It is, and this type of behavior is not associated or it's not indigenous to just the black race. So I need you to tell me what you're saying when you say this. Are you still there, Julie? A true depiction of ghetto blacks. Were you trying to say facts? Am I not understanding what faces is, or what is that? Am I misinterpreting? I'm educated, and everybody that gone before me and is behind me is educated in my family. And we don't behave like that. A true depiction of ghetto blacks. What do you mean by ghetto? Are you talking about black people that live in poverty? Because I lived in poverty and we didn't behave like this. I'm gonna leave this up here so you can explain yourself. Let's move on. So they're hustling some guy in a pool situation, and they're depicting this as a father-son moment where they're hustling and being criminals. Okay, now and I'm quite sure there has been people of other races that have done the same thing. Let's move on to the next frame. So the daughter, like I said, throughout the whole show, they got flies flying around her all throughout the show because she's supposed to be on some type of hunger strike, so she got bad breath. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Let's carry on. So now the mother and father got flies around them. Why? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. And then they got her breast lactating while they're driving in the car. You know, just the imagery of it is deplorable. They pull up to this place where it's abandoned. It's like an abandoned house, and apparently this is where the gang is at, in an abandoned neighborhood. A gang of babies that's in a criminal organization. Like, come on, y'all. We got to do better. Renata Shepard, you're gonna have to do better. I wouldn't be surprised if they took this off of Netflix because we are not receiving this well as a people. So there was something's going on with a baby got kidnapped, and one of the people that's in there, I guess she's one of the handlers. She basically said, trying to sell the kids off on a black market, and she says the babies are easier to light in photos. What does that mean? And then the father comes and rescue the baby and rescue them. Then he started beating them with belts, with a black leather belt. So that's child abuse. So now we abusive people. We abuse our children. He's beating them all with belts. I'm sick. I'm sick by this. I am sick by this. Yeah, I really couldn't get into the. I really couldn't get it. So the at the end of the story, she ended up winning the award, the project award. And I really want to I'm a freeze frame. I think I might review another episode probably next week sometime because I really want to do more research and find out who's the person who did the illustration for the show, because he sent a lot of negative messages. See, even in the even in the intro, even in the intro of the show, they show the dad sitting there eating a sandwich, and the police pull up behind him, and then he take off and run from the police. Because we some criminals. That's what we do. We run for the police. Then they show a close-up of the wife behind and her butt cheeks. And then they show the son tagging in on somebody's building property. And you know what he tags? Do you know what he tags? A clown. Because they think we clowns. I would y'all somebody tell me who y'all. Did y'all know that the owner and one of the producers who owned the show was white? The original show. He did a better job than this. I'm sorry. Wow. Hustling to survive. Feds be blocking my shine. Man, this feeling is like good times. Which y'all couldn't get the rights to the old song. Y'all couldn't get the rights to the old song. And initially for the second episode, you hear sirens. Oh, help me, Holy Ghost. And then the next frame, you see the naked baby. His penis. It's sad, is what it is. Norman Lear is the executive producer. Y'all pray for me. Pray for me. So the first couple of lines, the mother says to the son, "Your father's on the way home," and he replies, "You mean your whack a husband or father? This is the baby." Who? Okay. Do we talk about our parents, even though if we have a conflict? Do we ever refer to our parents like that? I've never used profanity against my mother or my father. Don't forget your chopper. This is the mother talking to the son. She's telling this baby, "Don't forget your chopper." And he goes and picks up a rifle and puts his stuff down his diaper. Is this what you were depicting us? Is this how you think we live? Do you think as a race, as a culture, and all that we have been through in the last couple of years with deaths and police shootings, do you think this is what we need in this moment in history? Do you think these type of depictions and storylines is what we need in this time? Do you think this is what we need? can't even believe this. What mother would want this for their child? Like, get on up out of here. You can't even conceive this. And everybody saying, Queen, don't be so serious. It's just a cartoon. No, it ain't, because we are visual people. We consume social media. We follow trends that we see. We mimic our life. We adapt things in our life by what we see on social media. And don't say you don't, because you do. Whatever pop culture's wearing, we trying to wear it. I ain't saying everybody is, but I'm saying the masses do that. So why even put this out here? They live in a broke down apartment with a broke down building. Apparently the elevator ain't working. Now that is one thing I remember, that they used to talk about. The elevator never worked. All the furniture is ate up with holes in it. That is torn. They all torn up. Did y'all see the Addams Family with raggedy furniture? It may not have matched, but was it like that? Y'all, come on now. Girl, you better shut up talking to me. So her dinner was the dinner that she made him. Oh my God, y'all. The dinner that she made him, we went it back so I can make sure I can catch it all. Was dark liquor, Mexican corn, wrapped in chitlins. Because that's what we eat. Rewind it back because I just saw something else. I want to see what he got. Let me see. He got a menu stuck on the side of his reclining chair. And then she goes into this situation where she's talking within her head, and she's telling herself just to nod and act like you give a F. So the marriage dynamic, I guess, is broken too. This show is deplorable. Do not waste your time watching it unless you are a YouTuber creating some content to review it. It's not worth it. Do not worth it. Change.org is creating a petition to they got like 5,000 signatures to get this off of YouTube. I suggest you go on there and sign up. This ain't worth it. It's a disgrace to our culture. And I'm still trying to, Julie Berry, chime in. You say it's true depiction of ghetto blacks. Every time I read it, I get fired up. They got the sisters and brothers trading insults. Well, that was kind of, Thelma and JJ, they did play the dozens a lot. But they go low with it. You know what I'm saying? They talk about getting a disability check and all of that. Oh, she calls the boy a repeat offender. The sister calls the brother a repeat offender. All of these stereotypical phrases and imagery that you see in the show is there on purpose. Trust and believe, it's a purpose to that. And like I say, the bills and stuff, every time they screen in the kitchen, the scene or the frame of the kitchen show, it's a bunch of past due bills up on the refrigerator. I guess Julie Berry left. It's okay. Everybody can have their opinion. But my thing is, I'm not gonna sit here and let you spread a lie. Let's just say that's a true depiction of ghetto whites, trailer park whites. Let's do that. Which I don't believe that. But you see how offensive that offensive that sounds? I'm really trying to understand this comment. In one point of the second episode, they got the mom and dad in some type of shootout situation. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not going no further with this because it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Hold on. Girl, bye. So towards the end of the scene, the episode, they got the mom and dad having a romantic situation. And oh my God. They got her in a negligee and they're focusing on her rear end. Oh my God. And then they got this shadow situation going on where he's slapping her behind and telling her to bag it up. She's straddling her and gyrating on him. And then he goes into the 2 minutes of passion. So now what you're saying is our men is impotent. It's got to be the most saddest thing I've ever seen. It's very sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. It's very sad. Okay, so we're gonna stop that right this video right here. Okay, so yeah, Shanada. Let me make sure I say her name right. Renata Shepherd is the creator of the show. Cree Summers is a part of this show, and I'm very surprised that she was a part of this show. And I'm still trying to think of her character name, but she played in a different world. Hey Mika B, I send nothing but love your way, sweetie, because you deserve it, honey. You most definitely deserve it. Julie Berry, I'm putting your comment back up here because I know you're probably still in here in the bushes. What do you mean that it's a true depiction of ghetto blacks? Were you trying to say facts? Because I see FACYS. Tell me what that means. Because you have most definitely missed the mark. This is not a depiction of ghetto blacks. And again, the word ghetto came from an area where Jews and Italians migrated to. I want to say in New York. We are all individuals. I'll go back into that. We are all individuals. People who behave like that are individuals. They are not indigenous to the ghetto. Because we didn't act like that. And I got a lot of friends who were in the same similar situation that were in poverty. They didn't act like that. Their mama taught them morals and values and how to work for a living and not turn into criminals. Most of the people that I grew up with and went to high school with, went to middle school with, you know what we are? We're entrepreneurs. We're organizers. We come back and we give back to our community annually. We take care of our neighborhood. We feed our children in our neighborhood. We clothe them and gift them during the holiday. We give back because that was poured into us. So what you saying? I'm gonna need you to get some courage and come back and follow this up. I'm gonna drop the link in case you want to show your face. Let me drop the link. And anybody else want to get a point of view before I get off of here? I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in here. There you go. Come on up, because I really want to know a true depiction of ghetto blacks. That ain't true at all. That's one person's perspective of how they think we live. And that ain't true. Out of all of the episodes that I watched on Good Times, I never seen James take a shower with a roach. So that ain't even true to the original version of the story. That's one person's perspective. Let me pull something up. Let me pull something up right quick, because I am really interested to see something here. Anybody that want to come up here, y'all can, before I get up out of here and offer your opinion. Girl, bye. See, I knew it. I knew it. Hold on one second. So Renata Shepherd, and this may not have any bearing on it, but I just was curious to find out. She is Afro-Cuban American. She's Afro-Cuban American. Maria was she found out her mother Maria was a Cuban refugee, making her a first generation Afro-Cuban American. I really want to know, did she grow up watching Good Times? Did she grow up watching the original version? Could she identify with some of the issues that they went through as an Cuban American? I'm not saying that she didn't. I'm just asking. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna pull up some information of what the internet is saying about her. It says she's known for Born Again Virgin in 2015, The Good Times in 2024, and Connecting in 2020. So that's 3 shows. That explains a lot. So Ebony.com, I'm assuming Ebony Magazine did a write-up on her. Let's see what they say. I'm very interested. It says showrunner Renata Shepherd has one goal when shaping Netflix new animation series Good Times. As one of the only Afro-Latino showrunners in the adult animation space, she wanted to bring, because I almost threw up when I saw this part. She wanted to bring authenticity, an authentic voice to the project. Nothing legitimate seen, or nothing legitimate. I have seen nothing legitimate in this show. and it's not authentic to the original show. So she said, it was an honor to be trusted with the reimagining of Good Times. If you reimagine this, you need to go back and use your imagination again. Executive producer Norman Lear, the creator of the original Good Times, Seth MacFarlane of Family Guy, fame and athlete, multi-faceted Stephen Curry, brought the initial concept to Shepard. There was a version of reimagining that preceded me. So my first mission was to speak with Norman Lear and the other producers to understand what they were hoping to see. Once I understood the goal, I approached the storyteller in a similar way in the original series. Now let me tell you something. A 12-year-old could have wrote these episodes, and I ain't going against her because she half black or whatever. But a 12-year-old could have wrote what you wrote. I'm a writer myself. A 12-year-old could have wrote that. Julie Berry, come on back since you made that comment. It's the true depiction of ghetto blacks. Who's ghetto? Come on back. I'm leaving it up here. And I got the link in the chat. Okay. That includes the traditional heartfelt storytelling, leaning on comedy and tapping into contemporary social commentary. It's to give our audience a new way of seeing common issues and impact our communities. You are not impacting our community with this garbage. What you're doing is infusing it with the same old narrative, the same old imagery that was depicted in the late 80s and 90s, that we on crack, we drug dealers. We have broken marriages and uneducated children with 4 generations of poverty. That's what you're infusing our community with. Shame on you. You need to go back and rethink this. But Shepard wants to make it clear that this indeed is an adult animated show, which explains some of the series' racier storylines and themes. Whatever. It's trash. It's garbage. You depicted our black women as whores. I didn't see not one respectable black woman in the whole episode. In 2 episodes, I didn't see it. The doggone roaches dressed better than the characters. When I was asked to take over the reimagination, a lot of pieces were already in place. It was already sold as an adult animation before I joined. The adult animation is a space in Hollywood mainly dominated by white males, so I was excited to take on the challenge. Shepard explained that the genre is often defined as hard jokes and uncomfortable subject matters that can push the boundaries. I knew that was so far from the sitcom format in the original series. So the biggest challenge was finding the balance where there's familiarity from the original series, yet a newness with the stories and jokes and that's relevant today. I didn't see nothing familiar with the apartment and the white Jesus. That was it. That's all I saw that was familiar to the show. It's trash. It's trash. It's trash. And everybody I talked to said it's trash. Even Bernadette. I got a picture with her. Do I got a picture with her? Or with Lona? I think I got a picture with Lona when they came to see one of the shows I was in. She said it was trash. You're not paying homage. You being funny. And we ain't feeling it as a community. You got a picture. They don't do a picture of a stack of unpaid bills, past due bills up on a refrigerator. Like black folks don't pay their bills. You know who don't pay their bills? Corporate America. You know who don't pay their bills? That white man that schemed all of those people who put all their retirement into that stock scheme, and people lost their homes and their retirements. That's who don't pay their bills. She goes on and says she understood that the scrutiny of being a woman in such a high-profile space, to be a running a comedy of its magnitude, and also to take on such a special piece of television history, comes with a lot of pressure. She says, however, when Sony called, I was confident. Good old Sony. When Sony called, I was confident I could do the job. I stayed laser focused and trusted on my team. I could sense that the story was landing and the script was good. It was like the entire team suddenly started to relax. I'm extremely proud of this moment. You shouldn't be proud. You should not be proud of this trash. She got, hold on, let me go back. She got to sit down with Lear, who was the cameo voice over in the series, recorded before his passing in December 2023. It was such a surreal moment. Watched him in a booth, 100-year-old Norman Lear, who's Satarian, whose whole Satarian, as he was a whole Satarian, as he recorded his lines. I was literally watching him, pinching myself, thinking the television legend is saying my words. I hope it was good words, because I heard they said the N word. Allegedly. Shepard was raised in Chicago in a household that valued hard work. I can't tell, because you wrote all these people as criminals and Uber drivers, which ain't no wrong being an Uber driver. But the man he was getting gypped by every customer in the cartoon. I mean, I'm gonna need you to make it make sense. He wasn't even successful in doing that. Is that what you're trying to say? So the family was hardworking, grit, and rising to meet a challenge, which created a beautiful intersection between Evans and family aspirations for a better life and Shepard's own success. Girl, get out of here. It feels like a dream come true, Shepard gushes. Little Renata, who was raised on the South Side and grew up watching the original series, is living out her dreams. I'm gonna tell you something. The original family didn't even live as ghetto as this current family you got here on Netflix. So I'm gonna need you to make it make sense. Shepard hopes that everyone who tunes in can walk away with the mindset, no matter what, we are always better than our circumstances. I know, because the last frames of the show's been disgusting. I'm walking away from watching those series with this taste in my mouth. I ain't seen nothing positive yet in the episodes. I'm gonna need you to make that make sense. Y'all talk to me. Talk back. I see y'all in here. Talk to me. Shepard hopes that everyone who tunes in can walk away with the mindset, no matter what, we are always better than the circumstances. There is not a situation you can put our people in. Who is our people? Let me shut my mouth. And where we won't rise above it, master it, and look amazing while doing it, because we always dressing and putting on the front. She declares the reimagination of the Evans family is that reminder. It got 10 episodes. 10 episodes of trash. The Ebony magazine did this write up. Again, the first 2 seconds of the first episode is a dad in the shower talking to a roach. And you think that's supposed to let us think that we can make it? You got a mother telling a child, don't forget her Glock. Don't forget his Glock. And he goes and put a gun in his diaper. Did you ever see Florida Evans condoning violence? There were episodes where she corrected her children. She made her children go back and be corrected if they did something wrong. This is so far from the original show, it makes me sick to my stomach. She ought to be ashamed. You're not representing. I don't know who you represent. The Klan? Is that who you representing? Who you representing? Jim Crow? Who are you representing? The Proud Boys? Because you ain't representing us, sis. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Because we don't think like that. Even, I mean, we lived in poverty. I know what poverty is, honey. I know what it is. And we did not behave like that. We wasn't criminals. Was there crime in the neighborhood? Yeah, it was crime in the neighborhoods. But for most part, we sat at the dinner table, we ate, and we spoke proper English. We went to school. We went out tagging stuff. We respected the store owners and our local businesses. But I don't know where you grew up at. Heck, the Evans didn't even grow up like that. The original family didn't even grow up like that. I'm gonna need you to do more research. And you know why? John Lear was so eager to lend his voice because he probably didn't see the totality of this show. But somebody said he wanted to push the narrative of a ghetto, of this. He wanted to co-sign on something like this. He was trying to co-sign on something like this back in the day. So I ain't shocked, allegedly. Pure trash. If anybody watched the show, put in your opinion other than Julie Berry, because she's put her opinion in. She said it's a true depiction of ghetto blacks. And I think she was trying to say facts, but she misspelled that. Where you at, Julie? Julie Berry? Where are you at? Ain't no true depiction of blacks or ghetto blacks. You know who run around with, let me shut up. I'm gonna go ahead and chill on that. Let me go ahead and take her stuff down. So I guess she done went somewhere, I don't know, in the abyss or something. I don't know where she's went, but anyway. So that's my review of the show. We're gonna pause for a cause and then we're gonna come back and then wrap up. So the cause is support. Oh, let's check out one of my black entrepreneurs who's very successful in what they do. Let's check that out. Julie Berry, I hope you're paying attention.
Meet Alexis Duncan, creator of Lexi Lou, a line of handbags that services the needs of plus-size individuals across the country. She has styles and patterns and fits to quench your handbag thirst. Check it out.
That was Lexi Lou handbags. Not only does she has a line of handbags, she also has a franchise of child care centers. She has one more business, but I can't put my hand on it. She's a very successful African American woman with a family. And both of them work, and they're very successful, and they live in an affluent neighborhood, and they're doing great. So why don't you go ahead and support them? Okay, Lexi Lou. That's the name of the handbags. So we're going to wrap this up. Any comments? If not, I'm going to give my final thoughts and we're going to be out of here. Okay, guys? So my general consensus of the show is that it's trash and that it is promoting the running theme that blacks are unsuccessful and they're just satisfied with a mediocre way of living when that could be the farthest from the truth. And that we don't take the initiative to better our life. And that instead of creating generational wealth, we're creating generational poverty. And because the storyline picks up where it is James Evans' grandson. And again, I say that I feel like the writer wrote the story too far into the future, because none of us who grew up watching Good Times, we don't even understand what's going on. I don't even understand what's going on. I was kind of happy to see the white Jesus because it brought me back to some type of familiar situation. Okay. I said I wasn't gonna put this up and over, but I am. Julie Berry, are you back? Because I want you to explain this comment right here. A true depiction of the ghetto blacks. Ain't nothing true about that show. That really bothered me. So I want you to come and explain yourself before I get up off of here. You only got a couple more minutes. And so yeah, I think that it was written in poor taste. We just went over her thinking process of creating the show. We went over what the storyline is supposed to be and how she felt when writing the show and what was her thinking behind writing the show and her concept, and all of that was trash. So I just don't know what the point is other than to push us back, other than to suppress us again with these false imageries and these false narratives of what African Americans are. African Americans are fluent. African Americans are educated. African Americans make up a great percentage of millionaires. The richest person in the world is a person of color. You can go to Forbes and check that out. I don't know what back alley trailer park she pulled this script from, but she need to set it on fire and put it back in the barn fire where it belongs. And Netflix needs to be ashamed of themselves. There is an organization called change.org that is signing petitions to get this removed. They have 5,000 signatures. And also the NAACP has openly came out against this show. Some of the old cast members have came out against this show. It is simply deplorable. It should not be called good times. It should be called humiliating times. And so that's my review of this trashy show. I'm sorry. That's the best way I can say it. There's nothing good that I could say about this show. Nothing. Not even the music. The music was dated and whack. The lyrics in the theme song was talking about running from the feds. And then they showed the dad running from the cops. We got to do better. We most definitely got to do better. We got to do better, y'all. We got to do better as a people. There are so many talented writers in this, and they could have just came to Detroit and we'd have wrote them a hit. I'm right here. Here I am. You want a hit? You want a good storyline to represent Black people that are maybe falling on hard time? I got you. I got you. Here I am. Google me. I'll help you out. I'll write the show for you. Because that, my dear, you ain't for us, you against us with that crap. And everyone that I've talked to, some of my constituents and my friends and my coworkers, everybody who has seen the show has said that it was trash, garbage. And, you know, sometimes as a community, we'll look at some stuff. I'll tell you what, like Dave Chappelle. And I like Dave Chappelle because his comedic timing his storytelling is immaculate. But there were some storylines that I didn't necessarily agree with when he had his show on network TV. And when he came to himself, when he became awoke, he walked away from it. But he had a team of people pushing him and saying, yeah, that's good, that's funny. And all of those people, most of those people didn't look like us. Nobody can really tell our story better than we can. And this is an instance of that. I don't care if you did grow up watching it. You didn't live it. I don't care where you say you live at. You ain't live that. You ain't live that. You ain't lived that. Half of us ain't lived that. But you pretending. You ain't you pretending. That's what you doing. You pretending. And you putting out there a narrative that you think we want to see and that will make other cultures and other races happy. You think we want to see that as a black community? You think we want to see that? That they never get, that they actually, not only did they not ever get out the ghetto, but they also declined. None of Florida's children sold drugs. So they didn't even move, they didn't progress, they declined as a family. You think you slick, sis, but you ain't. And I'm telling you right now, I pray there be a voice that is rising, that is a word that will rise up and shut this down. Hashtag shut good times down. Shut it down. Our children do not need to see this. I know it's supposed to be an adult animation, but you all know that our kids get on Netflix, our teenagers get on Netflix, and they get on and they watch. And I will be having a conversation. If I had children, I would be having a conversation in my household and say, baby, this is not representative of us. This is one person perspective. You may have was raised with a house full of roaches, but don't put it on the screen. We already know that. So we don't need to see that. We need to see some success, us being successful. You don't make a joke of our poverty. You don't make a joke to someone, living like that temporarily, or they're going through hard times. That ain't nothing funny. Ain't nothing funny about it. You got flies talking to the kids and stuff. You got the dad looking like he got diabetes or something. Half naked. Embarrassing him. Our black man. Like, I need you to get out of here with that. And I'm taking my time today because I got a little bit of free time. Y'all know, what I'm saying? My mobility is a little bit down since my battery died, but we getting it fixed. Don't worry about it. And that ain't indigenous to black people. That's indigenous to, you just need to change the battery in your car. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just going to take my time today. Where do you get off? Where do you get off? Here you got this major opportunity. And you telling me Steph Curry was behind this, JB Smooth was behind this, Cree Summers was behind this, Freddie, she played the character Freddie in Different World. You mean tell me she's on board with this mess? I'm ashamed. And I guarantee you that she said it was a different version before she came on board. I guarantee you it couldn't have been no worse than this. I know y'all ain't signing on and getting on board with this. I know you don't want your name associated to this. You're not uplifting us. You're bringing us down. And we don't need another black film with slapstick comedy that's bringing us down with oppressive narratives. We don't need that anymore. It's enough of that out there. How much did they pay you to put your foot on our necks again, sis? I'm deplorable. Let me get a direct quote from the cast members, the original cast. Some of them, those who are alive. Because I'm disgusted. I really am. I really am disgusted. I really am disgusted. Disgusted. I really, because I want to get that quote. I want to make sure I say it right. I don't want to misquote her. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. It says original cast member of Netflix. Good Times. This is their response. Since the release of the official trailer, the fans of the original show have been in an uproar about the Evans family portrayal in the reboot. Two original cast members of Good Times are weighing in on the animated reboot, with one saying he is reserving judgment until watching the soon to be released show on the Netflix, and another saying she didn't know it would be as it turned out. I'm quite sure she didn't. Shortly after the Netflix release, the first official Good Times trailer at the end of March, ahead of the series premiere April the 12th, fans of the 1970 original sitcom took to social media to express their frustration with the reboot. Online users took an offense at the family's portrayal in a new show calling the sitcom revival vile, disrespectful, and distasteful. This year makes the 50th anniversary of the series premiere Good Times. The Norman Lee produced sitcom is regarded as one of the most important shows showcasing realistic portrayals of the working class. Working class. Black families and living in Chicago. The animated Netflix reboot is a reimagined version that explores new generations of the show's Evans family. However, the fans of the original show were shocked that the animation stayed from the sitcom's positive aspect and emphasizing negative stereotypes of Black people instead. And I wish they would stop saying Black people and just say stereotypes of criminals, because all Black people don't behave like this. John Amos, who played the patriarch James Evans in the 1970 sitcom, and Bernadette Stannis, who was the daughter Thelma, spoke with the Hollywood Reporter. And Amos explained that it's the challenging for new projects to reach the same quality as the original. Norman and the entire cast and company set the bar pretty high, Amos said. They'll have a hard time reaching the level of entertainment and education. I wish them the best, and I see people aspiring to that. But I don't see anything reaching that goal, especially in this animated version. And he was being classy, but he also shaded him at the same time. Amos said, though I really can't form an opinion on the animated reboot, as I've not seen any of the episodes yet. Stannis, meanwhile, acknowledged how Good Times fans have assumed the original cast would be the leading reboot, as did I. I thought they were going to be the leading reboot. They were going to be in there. A lot of times you use a certain name to open up a door for a new show, Stannis said, according to Hollywood Reporter. That could be what this is, but I'm not sure of the people. I'm not sure. A lot of people will be a little confused at first because they have to think that it's us. They think, oh my God, that got to be Thelma, JJ, or Jimmy Walker. And then you come in there and you don't see anything like that. Now, this is her quote. This is Thelma quote. Although not front and center, Stannis does leans her voice to the minor character in the show. I did a little voice for them, but I did not know it was going to be this way. I thought it was going to be different, Stannis said. See, you see that manipulation? She didn't know it was going to be like this. They didn't know. They didn't know. Just like they didn't know, and the people who signed on, Steph Curry, I'm quite sure they didn't know it was going to be like this. All right. Let me see. Let me go on. She said, I did not. She said, I thought it was going to be different. I didn't know it was going to be this way. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. That is so unfortunate. As talented writers as we have out here, this is the best you can do. Like, this is the best you can do. A talking roach. That's the best you can do. A talking fly. That's the best you can do. Somebody doing hair in their apartment. That's the best you can do. Come on, y'all. I'm disappointed. I'm so disappointed. I am so disappointed in this show. I don't know what to do. And I hope this comes across her desk. I hope somebody share it to her. Because I'm disappointed. I really am. So yeah, that was her quote. And I like JD Smooth, and I know good doggone well he didn't know this was gonna be like this. I know he said he signed on to this trash. I know he's somewhere tripping. I know they panicking. Like, what we gonna do now? They need to go back. Well, they're out there now. The episodes is out there now. I don't want to go watch the other episodes, but I'm just really interested to see how far along they carried the show. You know what I'm saying? How far along the script goes. I really am interested. I don't know. We may do one more review of this. We'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up because I've been on here way too long. This is your queen, Clayleen. Oh, wait a minute. One more thing. I am doing the reviews of the Maddie J, the comedian Maddie J. So I will be doing a review of her show this Wednesday. Did y'all like the first one? If you didn't, go back and watch it. Maddie J, Incidental Report. She gave me permission to do that, and I thought that was such a great opportunity and such an honor. I'm just super excited about that. So y'all support that new feature that we got to the channel every Wednesday at 6:00. That's my goal. Okay, some come up or I don't feel well, we will be doing that. All right, guys. So take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. This is your Clean Clayleen saying be great. Bye-bye.